Hello and welcome to this week's edition of our Energy News Update. The development of the UK's renewable energy sector was highlighted by two announcements this week. Siemens, one of Germany's largest manufacturers, announced that it would invest £80 million on a plant to build offshore wind turbines. Also, Helios Energy said that it was moving forward with plans to build a 100 megawatt biomass fuel power plant near Bristol. With us today is Nick Campbell from the Inenco energy trading team. Nick, how significant are these developments?
They're both important, Katie. There's no doubt that the turbines made by Siemens are needed. Let's not forget that Westinghouse also announced a similar investment recently, and that the biomass plant could supply around 25,000 homes with electricity. But just as importantly is the recognition that the UK is well placed to lead the renewables industry as we move through this decade.
There have been quite a few objections to the Bristol plant though, haven't there?
That's true. There have been objections about the impact of delivering the fuel on the local area, as well as towards the source of the fuel itself.
What are the issues with the fuel?
It's going to be a mixture of wood from a shrub grown on the arid land near the equator and a proportion of palm oil. There have been concerns about deforestation and palm oil for some time, and of course the wood will have to come to the UK by a ship.
Horizon Nuclear Power, a joint venture between energy giants RWE and E.ON, has announced plans to build a £7.5 billion nuclear power station on the island of Anglesey in North Wales. The new power station is expected to come online in 2020, providing over 3,000 megawatts of capacity, a third of the UK's current nuclear capability. But will this be enough to plug the energy gap, and will it come too late? Nick, 2020, is this soon enough?
In a word, Katie, no. The risks of an energy gap starting in 2014 is quite apparent, so this will be 6 years too late. We should see this as part of the development of a long-term strategy.
Are there any other projects in the pipeline?
The announcement by Horizon makes interesting reading on this subject. EDF have said previously that they expect to start generating at Hinkley Point by 2017, followed by Sizewell in 2020. But the Horizon plant is being described as Britain's next nuclear plant. The schedule really needs to be clarified.
Will these fill the energy gap?
It's likely that by the time these plants come online, 7 gigawatts of nuclear capacity will have been decommissioned. So the overall impact on the UK's total supply will be limited. We're also assuming that the plants will be delivered on time, but lots of factors can slow these developments down.
What could these factors be?
Well, the two factors really are finance and red tape. We know that EDF have said that the current carbon price is too low to support nuclear power, and with the multi-billion-pound costs rising, the investment will be a challenge. Just last week, DEC outlined the creation of a new regulatory body called the Office for Nuclear Regulation, or the ONR. With the Health and Safety Executive and the Environmental Agency already involved, there is a concern that the introduction of a third regulator could disrupt, or at least slow down, these new nuclear developments.
British Gas has announced its intention to fit 1 million smart meters this year and a total of 2 million by the end of 2012. Recent trials have shown that the type of meter that BG plan to fit, with a highly visible display, can create savings of around 10% in consumption. Nick, why would British Gas want to move early on fitting these meters?
There are lots of possibilities. As the publicity grows around smart meters, then it becomes a way of differentiating from a competitor's offer. This could be a key to bringing a large number of new customers for BG.
What about the cost though?
Well, Katie, with wages kept down by the current recession, it could be a good time to invest.
And will the meters make a real difference to consumption?
Experience from business users show that monitoring consumption can lead to cuts, but to lock them in for a long term, they often have to install systems which automatically manage energy use. The government only estimate a saving of roughly £28 per year, so there's still clearly a lot to be done to reduce usage.
Thanks, Nick. That's all that we have time for this week, but from Nick and myself, thank you for watching and goodbye.